DONTAE'S Boxing Nation over here with my man Steve Forbes. What's good, man? Let everybody know what you up to and where you at.
I'm just trying to, do my thing. I'm gonna come back, man. I'm doing this promoting 2 Pound Sports and Entertainment. It's gonna be a Oregon-based promotional company. It's gonna be cool, man. I got some pretty good ideas, and we got a lot of people behind us, so it's gonna be sweet.
All right, man. It's good to know you can still make a living inside the ring or outside the ring, and it all pertains to boxing, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's my thing, man. I learned TV production a bit. You'll see a little bit of that in there too. So I don't want to give it away because I want it to be a surprise and sweet. So
yeah, man. A lot of big fights coming up, man, real soon, man. What do you think about Charlo versus Williams, man, next weekend?
You know what, man? I mean, that's one of them gritty fights, man. I mean, it's been a little bit of a back and forth, but I don't know, man.
It's a competitive. It's like a 50-50 fight, huh?
Yeah, it's a pick-up fight. I mean, you gotta kind of. I mean, when you win a title, you get a little better. So I think the edge would go to him, but man, hey, Williams is hungry, so it should be interesting.
Yeah, and what about the heavyweights, man? Andy Ruiz versus Joseph Parker. I'm looking forward to that one.
You know what? That's a good fight. I like Andy Ruiz, though, man. I mean, he's a busy guy, and what's up, baby? So yeah, it should be interesting, man.
That's you can't pick nobody on that one.
I can't pick nobody, man. It's hard, man.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. Well, so you're gonna be outside the ring promoting at least right now, right?
Well, I'm gonna fight too on the shows.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. But
you promoting that fight, no?
Promoting that fight, and I gotta kick it off, man. Plus, it's my hometown. Everybody always come out in Oregon whenever I fought there. So I'm like, we gotta take fights there, man, because it's a boxing place, but there's no pro fights there. No, our amateur fights were like pro fights. So I figure let me go back home, man, and do some promoting there. So.
Hey, okay. Well, that's what it is, man. Last question about boxing: Golovkin versus Danny Jacobs. If that fight played out, how would it?
You know what, man? I'm gonna say this. I was talking to somebody about this today. I said, listen, if Jacobs lands the type of shots that Brook landed, I don't know, man, because Brook landed some good shots, especially those left uppercuts, right uppercuts. He's not a middleweight.
Yeah, and even Golovkin said that.
And he backed Golovkin up. I never really seen Golovkin get backed up from a shot, so Jacobs can punch too. So, I mean, you get hit with a middleweight in them shots. I mean, he's going to definitely have to tighten up that defense if he's going to hope to, prevail in that fight. I mean, I know Golovkin is the favorite. He's been, but what big punchers has he really fought? I mean, besides Lemieux, I haven't really seen
and Lemieux only hit him like once or twice in the whole fight.
What skilled boxer that can punch that has he fought?
Absolutely.
So you see that, and if Danny Jacobs lands those type of shots like Brook landed, I don't know, man. So that's one of them things. I mean, you gotta favor Golovkin. He's been dominating, but I give Jacobs. He's a live dog. He's a live dog in the fight.
Steve, it'll be interesting to see what happens if the fight goes in the later rounds, to where he will get hit with some shots, right?
Yeah, right.
So,
and I think too, the first 4 or 5 rounds are gonna be really critical to see who's dictating the fight, who looks to be in control. I mean, it depends on. I mean, a person can be losing the fight, but if they look like they can turn it up and turn it on, we'll see. I think we'll have a lot of answers the first 3 or 4 rounds about how it's gonna look. I mean, if I was a betting guy, I mean, it's hard to, but I would bet on the live dog, me personally. Of
course, I would too. If I'm forced to bet.
If he lands those shots that Brook landed, and he's a middleweight who can punch, we'll see what happens, man. I mean, it's one of those things where I watched the fight again last night. So let me watch the
Brook Golovkin fight?
Yeah, Brook Golovkin fight. Let me watch it again. And I was watching, I was like, man, the first time you see it, you kind of like, it's fast paced, everything, but then you watch it again, and you're like, man, imagine a good middleweight hitting him with them shots. And
Steve, what I noticed too, do you notice that when Kell Brook would hit him, he wouldn't really try to counter. He would just wait for Kell Brook to finish.
Yeah.
And then he would go
And he would just kind of keep walking and make Kell Brook, because he's a bigger guy, he's moving around. But you got a good middleweight who can sidestep sidestep, who can turn, and who can hit you with shots like, you know, like my man. He's a big middleweight. Jacobs is big. You know, he's not no little scrawny guy. So a big middleweight can hit him with shots, step right, step left, and back him up. I mean, you see how he jumped on Kid Chocolate. And I think if he hurts Golovkin, he's gonna jump on him, and he's throwing uppercuts, hooks. I mean, it's interesting, man. I mean, I really believe he's a good live dog, man.
So what do you say to the people who say, if this guy got knocked down against Sergio Moore, he'd been knocked out a couple years back against, I forget the guy's name, the Russian guy, would you say that was just when he was inexperienced, or he has a suspect chin? What would you say?
I mean, I think at any time you can get caught with a shot and go down. I mean, it's just, I mean, it could be inexperience. It could be, you know, I don't know. I mean, sometimes it happens. I mean, didn't Pernell Whitaker knock Oscar down? He did. Pernell Whitaker's not a puncher, but he knocked him down. I mean, sometimes it happens. I mean, the punch you don't see, you don't respect the guy's power. Then you walk in, you get
You don't brace yourself?
Right timing. Listen, these guys are professional fighters. They know how to throw punches. You learn how to throw punches as a kid. We know how to turn our shots over. We may not be the biggest punchers, but with the right timing, the right accuracy, the right, you know, torque, anybody can go down. So I don't believe that.
Absolutely. Anything else you want to say to the fans, Steve?
I want to say, man, I love boxing. Appreciate, you know, being on your show, and I'm gonna keep doing what I do. So check me out.
Hi, you're watching DONTAE'S Boxing Nation.